Hey, good morning. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to week 2 of our online learning. So, before we get into this week's assignment, just a quick reminder that your late work is due this week. So, you need to submit that by this Friday. I said the 14th, but I'll accept it up until Friday, the 17th. That's when things are due for me. So, again, if you have any work from the third quarter that you haven't submitted, or even from the first and second quarter, you can do that. And if you do complete late work, don't forget to fill out the late form that's on Google Classroom and submit that. That alerts me that you've turned something in. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'd be happy to address those with you. And also double check your grade on Skyward and make sure that that's accurate. If you do have any questions, again, send me an email and I'd be happy to address those. Also, to let you know, there's another Google Meet this week. I touched base with a couple of you last week. If you want to meet directly with me and also get a chance to see some of your classmates, I have a Google Meet today, that's Tuesday, for CP11. That'll be at 10 o'clock. So join me on Google Meet at 10 a.m. If you want to touch base face to face, that's optional. You can go on to Google Classroom, and there is a link to the Google Meet and the code that you'll need to enter in order to join that meet. So that's it as far as announcements. Again, hope that you guys are doing well. If you need anything, let me know. If I don't know the answer, I can be sure to talk to somebody or find out where to find the answer for you. So, about this week's lesson, we're going to continue taking a look at the hero's journey. And I'd like you to come up with an example this week of the hero's journey and break down your example and let me know how it connects to this topic of the monomyth, the hero's structure. So, if you go on to Google Classroom, there's a link with the e-learning week 2 document that's there. I will go over that document right now with you to break it down. So this will be due next Tuesday. So Tuesday, April 21st by 11:59 p.m. So make sure to submit that. So what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the monomyth structure, and I'd like you to identify a movie that has the monomyth structure. So first we're going to break down what is the monomyth structure. We talked about it a little bit last week, but this week we're going to jump into it in more depth. I have 2 documents that are linked here. The first document is a detailed description of the different parts and stages of the monomyth structure and talks about what they are. Also provides some examples through other stories throughout history that do connect to the monomyth structure. So again, this is a detailed link right here describing what the monomyth structure is all about. Ooh, little red light pops up there. Also, this one is a link that's a simplified version. It's a single page that you can look at that will break down the monomyth structure and will help you get your head around the whole thing. So detailed one is right here, and then the simplified one is linked right there. So you can take a look at both of those. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a slideshow that details the monomyth structure. I have an example here that Miss Deal created, and this was on the story of Cinderella. So if you open that up, you can see the monomyth structure applied to the story of Cinderella, and this is what you'll be doing. So first of all, notice that there's a title screen that has the title of the movie that you are addressing and also then your name. Then the next slides all deal with identifying structures or the different stages in the monomyth and then applying those stages to your story or identifying how your story connects to that particular stage. So the first stage is the ordinary world. And we see the description here from Miss Steele that describes how Cinderella connects to the ordinary world. We also have some images from that particular stage. The next one is the call to adventure, again, describing how the story connects to the call to adventure. And then you see some images from there. Then the next one is the refusal. The mentor helper shows up where the fairy godmother shows up. who is our mentor helper. Then there's also crossing the threshold, the tests, allies, and enemies, the approach, the ordeal, the treasure, the road back, growth, and the final stage is the reward. The final slide in your presentation, I'd like you to identify what the theme is of your story, just a single sentence that recaps the theme, and you'll put that on your slideshow. So that is the big assignment for this week. It's creating a slideshow that connects an example from a movie of your choice to the hero's journey or the monomyth structure. I've created a slideshow template that I've linked here, and it's also on Google Classroom. If you open up that template, the first slide, you'll just delete this slide, but it talks about exactly what's going on with the template. So you'll use this, make a copy of this template, and then erase the information that's on the template, the descriptions that are on the template, and then substitute it with your own information, your own images. You can rework the theme of it. You can make it look snazzy. You can embed images, movies, even movie clips. So you can do whatever on this slideshow. So the first one is a description of what the template is all about. The first one is the title slide, and then each one of the stages are listed there. I have a slide for each one of the stages. Again, you'll take this information and erase it, and then substitute it with information that describes your movie's hero's journey, the monomyth structure within your movie. And each stage slide will include identifying what that particular stage is, and then come up with an image or a video or some sort of visual thing that connects that stage from your movie to the monomyth structure, and then an explanation, just a sentence or two describing what happens during that stage. So you'll go through all of the different stages. And then the last slide is again, I would like you to identify the theme of your movie. And it's just a sentence or two. And that will be included directly on the slide. So this movie template, you can use that. If you don't want to use the template, you don't have to. But I thought that it would make things more straightforward for you. So use the slideshow template, and then what you'll need to do is follow the steps that are listed here. First of all, work on the title slide. Then on each of the 12 stages, you'll identify the stage, put an image on there, and then the explanation, and then the overall theme. So that's it. And then you'll need to submit that onto Google Classroom by next Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. And if you have any questions for me about the assignment, you can send me an email. Also, I encourage you, I don't know if you can see that, but I have like pop-ups popping up. But I encourage you to, again, send me an email if you have any questions. But if you'd like to touch base with me directly, I have a Google Meet session scheduled for later on today. Again, if you have any questions, send me an email, and I would be happy to address that. Take care. Hope that you're doing well, and I will be in touch soon.